I was going to say that as an artist, I'm pleased to be here and pleased that my imagery and my work is being used to represent the conference. And it's amazing that I'm making this work that will be given to the pioneers that are speaking at the conference in the next couple of days. One planet for each pioneer who collectively and severally may end up saving our world. I'd like to show you a few slides about what I do and why I blow glass and why I've been doing it for more than 50 years now. I sometimes wonder what it is about glass that has held my attention for so long. Glass is an alchemic blend of sand and metallic oxides combined with extraordinary, blinding heat. The result is a material that flows and drips like honey. When it's hot, glass is alive. It moves gracefully and inexorably in response to gravity and centripetal force. It possesses an inner light and transcendent radiant heat that make it simultaneously one of the most fascinating and one of the most technically challenging and frustrating materials for an artist to work with. Glass can have an unbelievable range of color. It can transmit, bend, reflect, magnify, and enhance the light around it. And it is one of the only materials that I know of whose shadows and even edges can have vibrant color. I moved to this farm in 1976. My first week there, a local teacher dropped in to ask if I'd be willing to demonstrate glassmaking to all the 8th graders in the county. And I readily agreed, not realizing that there were actually zillions of 8th graders in the county. And so I basically agreed to have a demonstration every Wednesday afternoon for months. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever known an 8th grader. These are people who will suffer no boredom in their lives whatsoever. They were not the least bit interested in me making goblets or bowls or bottles or vases or paperweights at all. But they did seem to enjoy it when I started to make marbles for them, swirly marbles or cat's eye marbles. And one night before they came the next day, I was thinking about this iconic image that was taken by the Apollo astronauts, or the Apollo astronaut Bill Anders, as they rounded the moon in their Apollo 8 mission. And so, just on a lark, the next day, instead of making swirly marbles, I made little planets that I hoped would give the kids something more to think about, more to think about than the mechanics of glass blowing, that our Earth, which seems so vast and limitless, is really just as small as a little blue marble floating in the black void of space. As a sphere, you can hold these little planets in your hand. Some of them are small to give to kids, some are larger. But they are interesting, and everybody kind of gets it. They're small, but they're fascinating, and they're filled with a lot of detail. Everybody seems to understand them. You can hold them in your hand. They're visually compelling, and they can transcend the boundaries of age and gender and language and nationality and religion, ethnicity, and perhaps even other species. And so it turns out that millions of people, well, not millions, but a lot of people own my planets, and they've traveled all over the place. Here are my planets aboard the International Space Station. Astronauts are allowed to bring small personal items with them, provided they fit in a sandwich bag. I actually asked my wife if she would take our riding lawnmower with her. And because it never sees more than the horizon of our yard. And she put it on her list of things to bring, and they sent it up to headquarters, and she never heard back. But anyway, they came with her to the space station. So thank you. I'm so pleased to be here. I'm pleased to be listening to these talks, and I'm delighted that my work is part of this deal. Thanks.